Hey y'all, welcome back here for another tutorial showing you how I did another graduation stole. Pardon all the raspiness, still feeling a little under the weather, but hey, I had to get this video out because I had to get this stole out. So what you see me doing now, hey, I thought I looked up, I thought I already had a piece cut that I could start this off with, and come to find out, after I add the map, you see me right here, I'm carrying the 1, dividing the 2. Yeah, it's not long enough. So, hey, it is what it is. Let's cut a new piece. So, I've already had the gold satin fabric in stock, so it's already folded like it needs to be. So, all I have to do is continue just cutting from it because I've already folded it to get that optimum length on the stole, and that's the 72 inches. And so what I'm doing is cut the gold will be the back piece or the outline. So this piece will be 6 inches wide. So what you see me doing here is cutting a 6-inch wide strip. And then you're going to see me grab the purple satin fabric. Now this fabric is new. So with all new fabric, of course, I'm going to unfold it the way that it was, folded in the store. And I'm going to refold it the other direction, so that I can get that long, so I can get that length. And this is 2 yards of fabric that I got again from Hobby Lobby. And I am just refolding it so that I can cut it. And now, anytime I cut off of it, I just continue cutting off of it. I don't have to refold it again. And that's what happened with the gold piece. So this purple piece will be the front, and this will be the fabric that we embroider on. So this piece will be cut to 4 inches. But first, what you're going to see me do is cut off the little raggedy edges. You know, when you get the new fabric, it comes with the raggedy edges. So we cut the raggedy edges off. And then we measure for 4 inches so that we can cut that 4-inch piece. And each piece is 72 inches long, but it will be 4 inches wide for the front piece and 6 inches for the outline and the back piece. I had to go see what the little one was doing. She runs the house, so she was calling Mama, so Mama had to go see what was up. All right, so we have our 2 satin pieces now. So the gold will be the outline, and the purple will be the center, in which we go and embroider on. So you know what the next step is, right? We got to have our interfacing. So our fusible interfacing is what we're going to add next. I have no idea what she was telling me to do. She's always handing me random stuff, y'all, and I just take it and just say okay, smile and nod and keep going. So I had 2 things of the interfacing, and I had this one the longest, so I'm gonna go with this one because I cut off this one already. And so I'm gonna use this one up before I start on the next piece. So this is not quite, I got 1 yard a piece. Every time I get the interface, I only get 1 yard, and then I just cut it, and then I just cut multiple pieces and just fuse them together. No big deal on that. So what you see me doing here, I'm cutting this, I'm trying to cut it right at 4 so that it can match the 4-inch front piece, so that when I adhere it to the purple piece, they'll be the same size. The same width, that is, so both 4 inches. So what I'm doing here is getting my heat pad, and then I'm gonna grab my old t-shirt here to put over my heating pad, so that I can iron on the fusible backing. And I was looking to see which side is the shiny side goes down because that's the glue. And then, like I told you all before, it's easier to iron the satin on top than it is to flip it over and iron the actual interfacing. Had multiple projects going on, so bear with me on this. But I'm going to sit this to the side and get back to this project. All right, so I turned on my Cricut, my little mini Cricut earlier, and now all I'm going to do is fuse the backing to the front purple satin piece, and that's what I'm doing here. and it had some crinkles in it, so I had to work out those crinkles. I find that I did have to flip it over and iron the back part when it has any crinkles in it, because that's the only way that I can get the crinkles out, and then I just fold it back over and smooth it out from there. And this goes on for a while because I have to do the whole entire stole, of course. When I get to the end of this piece, I just start with the next piece and just make sure that the whole purple part of the stole has the fusible backing on it. The fusible interfacing. So this is what it came out to. You see I overlapped, and now our next part is to do the it's time for us to serge the ends so it can be nice and neat. So that's what I'm doing here. But I got black thread on the serger, so what you're going to see me do really fast here is just go ahead and rethread and change out that thread to the gold thread, since this will be a purple and gold stole. I had gold thread, so I just went ahead and switched the black out for the gold so I can use it for this particular project. I'm looking for the petal here just to make sure I can find it. And normally when I rethread it, I leave the serger on. For this video, I was trying to be politically correct and turn it off while I'm doing it, but as you see, that didn't work. I had to turn it back on. I need it to be on when I'm rethreading. Lost one of the little combs. It took the little comb with it. I need the comb back. Give it back. There we go. And the more you thread the serger, the easier it becomes. I must say I was intimidated when I first got it, but hey, it's like any other sewing machine. Once you learn how to thread it, it is what it is after that. Now it's my best friend. Alright, so we got all the thread through the loops. Now it's just time to make sure that the needle is where it needs to be, and on the parts at the bottom are where they need to be, so that you can go ahead and thread it. And if in my next video you all want me to get closer so you can actually see what I'm doing on this, just let me know in the comments. I'll be willing to do that. Oh yeah, and tweezers are definitely your best friend when you're threading a serger all day long. So I got the first one in, working on the second one. Alright, first and second ones are in. Now it's time to work on the third one. And sometimes you just have to clip the ends off so that you can make sure you can get it through the needle. And the last one. Didn't even need the tweezers for that one. Close it up, push the foot, and here we go. Alright, and so now we're going to serge the sides. You already know what we do to one side, we're going to do to the other. Get those fray ends off. Alright, and now we got both sides of the front of the stole serged, and we have the backing on. So next is to embroider. And I'm going to be using my PE800 for this one. So I'm going to use my multi-hoop, the 5x12. You know it comes with the 5x7, but I bought the extendable hoop so that I can have a bigger area for that machine. So I'm not using cutaway, I'm using tearaway for this one. I'm just doubling up the tearaway stabilizer, and then I'm going to hoop it up and put it on the machine. Just measuring it out before I did that because I kind of noticed it was kind of long. So what you're going to see me do is actually serge off a little piece of it to make it a better length, because it was super long. So I think instead of 2 yards of the purple, I got 2 1/4 of the purple, so that made it a little bit longer when I refolded it. There we go, much better. Now we can hoop it up. So I just basically pinned where I want the words to start based on when I put it around my neck. So I want to make sure I don't go past that little pin that I put in there, that clip I put in there. I don't go past that with words. Gotta line it up, center it. And of course, this is the struggle. But we got to get it right. All right, I think we got it. We're going to smooth it out and go ahead and put it on the machine. All right. So I'm going to get my gold thread because everything on the purple will be gold. We're going to add the design that I used in the embroidery software to design the stole. Gotta love those BX files. And this will be in 2 parts. So it'll stitch the bottom part of the stole, and then I would take the hoop off and rehoop and reposition the hoop. That's because that's what it is. It's a repositional hoop. So it'll stitch out the bottom part, and then I reposition it so it can do the top, and then I'll take the hoop out, restabilize it, and do the other side. And y'all, I broke my automatic threader on this machine, so I'm so sad about that. So if you want to donate another one, hey, reach out. I'm just saying, because I miss my threader. One day I'm gonna go get it fixed. But until then, I am the automatic threader. Let me go ahead and change that tension to 2.4. And we're off. All right, and as you can see, this is the next day. I got all of the embroidery done on it. And now it's time to join both of the parts, right? We got to join the front to the back. So what you see here now is me tearing off that tearaway stabilizer that I used, that I doubled up. And then I have to clean up the threads, right? So that's going to take just a little bit, not too much longer, but you see how the stitching came out pretty nice. But I'm going to go ahead and clean up, and this is just going to take a second. So I'm going to fast forward through some of this. But I'm just cutting all the jump threads. That's why I love the 6 needle, right? Because it cuts the threads for you. But when you got your PE800, you got to cut your own jump threads. And they are everywhere. All right, so we're right at the end, and I went ahead and fast forwarded it through all of it, but it really did take a little bit just to go back through. Let me double check, just kind of looking and double checking some of the areas. And then the next thing we're going to do is join that gold piece to the purple piece, right? So shiny sides together. I'm going to kind of pin it up so that I can have a little control. And I'm pinning it so that there is a little of the purple on the outside of the gold, because when we serge it, you really want to cut off some of that purple so that you don't see the serge threads on the other side once you flip it through. Alright, so let's get it. I'm showing you how I'm leaving a little of the purple out there. And be careful not to cut too much, but just enough. So yes, my knife is up on this while I'm doing while I'm serging. Just checking to see if everything is sealed properly. I think I found one little spot where it's not, so I'm gonna go back over it. And yeah, I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other side. You know, line it up. When you line up the other side, you know, you have to you do it ends to the end, so there's like a little pouch, you know, in between. So I'm gonna cut the gold piece here so it's the same length as the purple piece, so that when I put them together I got a starting point. But you see how it creates a little pocket. And just go ahead and serge that through. Alright, so we're at the end. I serged both sides, and now it's time to turn it through. Yeah, I think I stuck my hand down in there and got it stuck, but I'm gonna get it out. And there we have it. And of course, now at this point it's time to go and take it to the ironing board and iron it really as flat as we can, and then seal the ends. We're gonna fold them in like that, you know, and put some of the bonding tape in there, and I'll be back to show you how it turned out. So here it is. I thank you all for taking the time to watch this tutorial. Had fun doing this one. This is what the back looks like. So I appreciate you all stopping by, and hopefully I will see you in another one. Peace.